Welcome back. This week, I want to talk about our words and the power of our words, the power of our thoughts, and the power of our words that we speak, both out loud and both internally to ourselves. I believe have great power, possibly more than we actually realize. So, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about rewriting our own stories into what's possible and how I implement that on a daily basis is by the words that I speak and the words that I think and speak to myself. So I am still very much in the training wheels stage of doing this because it's my default setting to go into unworthiness and self-judgment and criticism. I'm sure maybe you can relate to that. But every time I catch myself doing that, it's like, no, let's tell a different story. Let's use some different words. And for many years, I did mantras or affirmations, and I think they were somewhat helpful, but not really for me. I never really felt that I manifested anything incredibly wonderful through that tool. Or, I've heard this people say fake it till you make it, and I understand why they're saying that. But for me, unless I feel it, because I feel everything so deeply, unless I feel it as I'm saying it, it's just not true for me because there's part of me in the back that's going, yeah, you're just full of shit, girl. Like, you are not abundant. You are not an amazing artist. You are not worthy of being loved just for who you are. So you can tell yourself all of, over and over these affirmations, but for me, it just wasn't cutting the mustard. So I've changed it, and I've got two current ones that I really love to use at the moment. And the first one is it's totally possible. So whenever I have a thought about doubt or lack, or I slip back into old stories or limiting beliefs of the past, it's like, take a breath, get centered back in my heart, back in my solar plexus. And from that place, I tell myself, it's totally possible for me to be a full-time artist doing work that I absolutely love with ideal clients. It's fully supportive and abundant of my health and well-being. It's totally possible that someone will see one of my flower crowns in the background, fall in love with it, imagine themselves wearing it on their special day, and contact me and purchase it. It's totally possible for me to live from my authentic self in a way that feels true and good and safe and right for me. Can you feel the energy when I say it's totally possible? For me, it's like claiming it and owning it, but it feels possible for me to do that rather than saying, I am abundant. I earn X amount of dollars per week, month, year, when clearly I don't yet. But that part of me is like going, yeah, girl, you're full of it. You do not earn 100K a week, a month, a year. It's like, come on. So, but it's totally possible that I could earn $100,000 in a day or a week or a year. It just has a different feel to it. So that's one of my current favorites. And I use that when I'm really looping back into self-doubt and old limiting beliefs and patterns. The other one I truly love is more of an ancient wisdom, very powerful words, and that is I am. Now, it sounds simple, But for me, the words I am hold a lot of ancient energy. And it's almost like the om, sound if you've ever done meditation. That om has a vibrational quality to it that manifests, that creates. And I've experienced that and I can feel it. It's primal. It connects me to the earth. It connects me with myself. And I am works in a similar way for me. So I use I am when I'm in a better place, when I'm feeling pretty centered. And I use it's totally possible when I'm, looping back into old patterns. So I am love. I am peace. I am delighted. I am magnetic. I am worthy. I am abundant. I am joyful. It just feels different. And I can lift myself out of a lower vibrational state by using the words I am, because I believe it really connects us back to the essence of who we truly are. And I am authentic is going to have to be one of my new, all-time favorites, because the more that I practice navigating the world from my true authentic self, the more authentic I become, the more joyful I become, the more things flow, the more I don't feel like I'm being a fake and wearing a mask and pretending. I actually feel less exhausted and more energetic, although sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable for me to practice speaking from my authentic self or acting from my authentic self or letting somebody see my tears or my sensitivity or my vulnerability. That's actually becoming less scary than all the energy it takes to push that authenticity down and operate from a mask of conditioning that I was taught was acceptable. So, journal about it. What are your words this week? Tap in, take some deep breaths, sit quietly in nature if you can. What are your unique words of power and authenticity? What comes to you when you sit quietly with yourself and ask? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. I'm taking my words a little bit further this week, and I am literally embroidering them into a garment. So this is a linen dress that I've been working on for a while. I've done lots of nice, patterns along the hem, and now I am literally stitching my I am words in here. And then I intend to stitch words all the way down the dress until I meet the beautiful patterns at the bottom. And I've wanted to make a garment with words in for a long time, but it hasn't felt quite right. And I hadn't until recently understood what I wanted to say. So I am imagining how amazing and helpful it's going to be wearing a garment that I stitched my authentic words of power into, weaving that essence not only into the garment but into my energy field as I wear it, looking down and having that constant reminder, subtle because it's tone on tone. I didn't want it flashing, big lights. But yeah, for me, that's taking my authentic words of power into a whole new level. So I hope that inspires you to weave your authentic words of power into your authentic expression in the world this week in a way that's uniquely yours. From my heart to yours, until next time.